Hi, and welcome to My Story with Care Credit. We all have stories, but what makes these stories unique is that they are about people who are able to get life-changing treatment, procedures, or medical care for themselves, their family, and their pets. All of the people featured on My Story with Care Credit did it with their Care Credit credit card. Care Credit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. Care Credit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. I'm your host, Amy Frena, and today we're talking with a Care Credit card holder who wanted a fresher and younger look. She did a little research and found the perfect procedure to give her the results she was looking for.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth, and I've used Care Credit for 1 year. About a year ago, my oldest daughter told me she was pregnant, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then like a second later, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a grandmother. So it kind of made me feel immediately very old. I was a single mother for 11 years, and I just didn't want to feel like I wanted to be a grandmother, but I didn't want to look like a grandmother. So I decided to use Care Credit to go to a medical spa and get what is known as a thermage treatment. It's a skin tightening treatment, just kind of lift everything, just, lifts and freshens and gives you that youthful glow. And within that package, I also got a little photo facial, which, just evens out your skin tone, makes your skin look fresh and young, because just because I am a grandmother doesn't mean I have to look like a grandmother. And now I have a 2.5-month-old little grandson who has the best looking yaya in the country. I've definitely told a plethora of people, from cousins and family members to friends and neighbors, that Care Credit exists. And even for anyone who is looking to do any kind of medical procedure, cosmetic or veterinary, if they don't know about Care Credit and they're telling me that they're gonna get something done, it's the first thing that I bring up. And in fact, I may do it again because I'm gonna need help along the way, and I know Care Credit cares. That's why they're there, and I might have to get some more. Thank you, Care Credit, for helping me care for myself.
Hey, I'm Amy. We are live here with Elizabeth. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Amy.
All right, so she's here to share a little bit of her Care Credit story with us.
That's right.
We're downtown in a really cool loft, a lot going on, but the buzz in the building is Care Credit.
Sure is.
So how did you first hear about Care Credit?
I first heard about Care Credit at my job. I have been a veterinary technician for 7 years.
Wow.
And when I first started working there, even though I'd had pets over the years, I didn't really know about it.
Okay.
And within a pretty short time of starting my job, people were coming in, and they come in with their beloved family members, their pets, that are in peril or need some kind of expensive medical care, medical treatment. And I remember there was the first time I'd really heard of it was a lady had come in who had a cat that never went outdoors. The cat was declawed, and cat never went outdoors, but somehow somebody came over to visit and let the cat out, and the cat actually went out. The cat actually, the cat had never really made a motion, but for some reason the cat decided to run out that day and ran right into the street and got hit by a car, and didn't get smashed, but came in, broken leg, broken hip. It was pretty messy, and of course the woman is, freaking out, and because nobody expects Fluffy to get hit by a car. Nobody expects.
No, you
the
don't.
cat's name was Ming. It was a Siamese cat. His name was Ming. Nobody expects Ming to get hit by a car. So she's there, and when the doctor treated the cat, and the cat had to stay in the pet hospital for a few days and so forth, and then we presented her with the bill, all of a sudden, the owner wasn't feeling too good. The cat's really not doing good. All of a sudden, the owner's looking like she's going to faint, And she really just didn't know what to do, and she was just beside herself. She's like, I don't have that kind of money. I just didn't expect this to happen. I had no idea it was going to cost so much. And right away, the manager of our office just went up to her and said, we have this thing, it's called Care Credit, and let's get you started. Let's get you rolling, and that way we can pay the vet bill, and you don't have to worry about it. You just have to make that monthly payment, and you're good to go. And within minutes, she was approved for Care Credit, and she was relieved. And
Yeah.
the pet stayed with us for a few days, then went home, happily healed, everything great. So
And
far as I
everything
know,
was good
still
again.
has stayed in her house.
Never
And
getting
has
out
not
again.
ventured out. Yeah, if that wasn't enough to keep the cat indoors,
my
I don't know what
gosh.
else would do it. But, just tons of stories like that. That's what I love about Care Credit, because as I've said before, it's like it saves the pet's life, but it changes the family's life. It changes the owner's life.
Have you personally had any experiences with Care Credit?
I have.
So you
because-
are a Care
yes,
Credit
I
card
am a
holder
cre-
now.
I am. I think I even have a cup at
All
home.
right.
No, so what happened with me, my story is, so far I haven't had to use it on my pets. I have 5 pets. I have 2 beautiful dogs, and one of them is 13, and he's a little Jack Russell. And I know eventually I may have to use it on him because he is getting a little older, so I'm
Right.
prepared for that.
You are
and I have
prepared.
3 cats. But where I used Care Credit was a year ago. I'm in my 50s. I was a single mom for 11 years. I raised all 3 of my kids, my son is in college. I have 2 daughters. My oldest daughter is married. And I was always a young mom because I had my oldest daughter when I was 19. And my daughter's been married about 5 years, and she told me last year that she's pregnant. And so
Okay.
first I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, oh my God.
I'm
gonna be a
grandma now.
grandmother, you know? And it kind of, so I was ecstatically happy because I was like waiting and waiting and waiting, but I wasn't really ready because like nobody wants to be thought of as a grandma,
Right.
you know? And so I was so excited. But then I started thinking, okay, well, just because I am a grandmother doesn't mean I have to look like a grandmother.
You don't look like a grandmother.
Well,
for the
thank
record.
you, but that's because I applied for Care Credit and I got it.
Okay.
And I went in for 2 things.
Uh-huh.
And they did something called a thermage treatment, which
Uh-huh.
is a skin tightening, because I wasn't ready for a full-on facelift. I'm not that old yet, But I just wanted to look like fresher and younger. And I'm not trying to look 21 or 35, but I would like to look like a pretty good-looking 50, I mean, I was just that's it. No.
Is that what you told the doctor? A pretty good looking
like
50.
a good looking, like
Okay.
rested 50, like 50 with a nap, like
Okay.
a 50 with a nap,
50
and,
with
50
the
with a
nap.
nap
Let's
and a
patent that.
vacation. So, so I researched it to see all the different procedures that were out there. And the Thermage seemed to be the one with the most lasting results, with the best results overall. So I went with that. It's a skin tightening treatment. And then along in that package, it was like $2,500, $3,000, something like that. They did a photofacial, which is kind of like the next step. Like, you know what microdermabrasion is? It's like one step past microdermabrasion. So it like gets all that dead skin, it evens up your skin. So anyway, that was several months ago. And all I can tell you is that I now have, because what good Yaya, I'm Yaya because I'm Italian and Greek, so I'm Yaya. What good Yaya doesn't have a picture of her little grandbaby?
Adorable.
So my little grandson has the best looking Yaya. in the
He
country.
does. You guys see
He
that?
really is cute. So, and that's what I tell him every day. I'm like, yeah, Otis, whose Yaya loves them, yours does.
Aw.
Whose Yaya looks way too young to be a Yaya, yours does.
It's just so he knows.
Yes.
There's no confusion.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful.
You gotta
So-
start him young.
Right. So how did the promotional financing help you afford all of these beauty treatments that you wanted to do?
So pretty easy, Amy. I mean, again, like I have a family. I have a son in college. I still work full time. Nobody has, I mean, very few people have $2,000 just laying around that they can use for themselves. And that was
Right.
really like my thought process with applying for Care Credit. Because first of all, sure, you could put it on a credit card. Yeah, you could do that, but then you're paying interest. And usually most people use, credit cards for really big, like emergency
Right.
things, not
Right.
necessarily like treatments or pet care or some kind of medical care.
Right.
So the first thing I thought of is that, like, it's my time. My son is in college, my daughters are grown. It's my time. It's my
Yaya's
time to
time.
do something for myself. And I'm going to use the Care Credit and see if it covers this. And of course it did. And it was an easy, application.
How
And
did you apply?
I applied actually at the spa.
Really?
Yeah,
did they have like an iPad or did you fill it out?
No,
by
no,
hand?
they had an iPad. That's
Huh.
exactly what they did. They
Okay.
handed me and they're like, fill this out. I'm like, okay,
And how fast was it until you were approved?
pretty quick.
So you're like, cool, I'm in. We're doing
Yeah,
it.
and even at the clinic that I work at, it's pretty much, it's on a computer, but it's pretty much the same, and it's pretty quick turnaround,
Gotcha.
which is the beauty of it too. Because again, if it's a regular credit card, and you gotta wait, and
Right.
so.
It sounds like you've had a ton of experience with the CareCredit credit card,
Yep.
personally and in the workplace.
Absolutely.
If you got the opportunity to write a review for CareCredit about all of your experiences, what would you say? To
Well-
someone who knows nothing about it.
To somebody, apply for Care Credit, because Care Credit makes, I think their motto is something like, makes care possible today. And that's really it, because they really care, and they are giving you the credit to do things that you care about that really matter
Right.
to you. And whether it's something that, some people might find what I did rather frivolous, but for me it was important.
No. Yeah.
And with your pet, that's important. That's a family member. These things are possible because of Care Credit, because Care Credit gives you the credit to take care of things that you care about because they care about it.
Right.
And I think it's just the best thing out there. What's better than that? You can't
I don't
ask for
know.
more than
Yeah,
that.
you're right. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, so much for coming and sharing your story.
Oh, you bet.
We are incredibly grateful.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm grateful
And
too.
you look great.
Oh, thank you. And I may be
50 with an
doing a
L.
little. I got my letter in the mail. Like I'm eligible for more. So down the line, we got to keep. There's maintenance.
Okay.
There's maintenance.
So you'll be back.
I'll be back.
Elizabeth is such a proud and beautiful grandmother. Remember, Care Credit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. Care Credit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. If you are interested in applying for a Care Credit credit card or would like to find a provider in your area who accepts Care Credit, visit us at carecredit.com.